Aqua Thinking Podcast. I'm Nas.
Yo, what up? I'm Vince.
And it's your boy, Real.
And we are the Aqua Thinkers. All right. Before anything starts, let's get into our first sponsor. Our very first sponsors. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for everything. Yes. All right. So check it out. You ever had like are you bad with money?
I'm terrible with money. I'm like, I can't save for shit.
You can't save for shit?
I can't.
I can't either. Are you good with money?
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so.
All right. So he doesn't need this, but
he knows.
He knows.
I know.
But listen, we got this Urban Billionaires Club, right? Plans to educate the community about the importance of money and management methods to obtain financial freedom, resulting in the creation of generational wealth. So check them out at Urban Billionaires.
And they've definitely
Club
helped me
on
out.
Instagram and Facebook as well.
They've
So-
definitely helped me out with some things.
Right. So how y'all feeling, man?
I'm tired. I'm extremely tired again this morning. No, I'm not too tired. I actually was able to get some sleep last night, but it's homecoming weekend,
Right.
and you know, homecoming, you living on the edge a little bit. So I'm still on edge a little bit.
Okay. All right. How you feeling, Ralph?
I'm tired.
Tired. I'm fucked
tired.
up.
He said
I ain't
7
gonna
in the
lie.
morning. I know he
Man.
tired.
7 in the morning.
Bro.
We've been partying like rock stars. That's
Bro.
the dedication right now to get
Yes.
up because I heard my alarm ring. I heard it ring.
He heard it.
And I'm like, bro, if I can ignore it, might go off. It might go off.
I went to sleep and woke up about 7 times.
Really? That's wild as hell.
Bro, because I was like, I don't want to get up. Like, I just went to sleep. I just went to sleep. I just went to sleep, bro, like 9.
Okay.
Sleep is essential, though. We need sleep, especially during homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have some sleep.
I'm hungover.
How much did you drink?
A lot. I'm drunk right now, bro.
I was mixing. I was doing a lot of ignorant shit that week. Not that week. That day.
It seemed like a week, don't it?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That was enough partying for the week.
It's shit.
We partied for like 12 hours, bro. Like
That shit was ignorant as fuck at that point.
I wanted to go home so bad.
Nah. It was really nice, though. Homecoming always bring back good feels.
It was cool. It was dope.
So, all right, man. Vince wanted to talk about this. I think it's very necessary in our community as black men, and I'm gonna give the splat to Vince to break it down for us a little bit before we get into we want to call it the gray area. So we're gonna lead y'all into the gray area of things that's not normal to talk about or that's like spaced out, really, like I don't know.
You don't get too much attention on it. So
Just talking to Mike. I was just telling you. Yeah.
So today we kind of want to talk about mental health, especially but seeing as it was just September. September is a big month for mental health, especially for men, and we know for the most part black men aren't always talked about in those conversations either, the way we should be. So we wanted to just give you guys some. I keep saying
That's good. Shit, you're human.
We want to give you guys some perspective from some black men on mental health. I'm sorry.
You're right. I know. You're
It's
very passionate.
homecoming.
You're very passionate about this subject.
Chill out. But no, we want to kind of dive in, talk about mental health, and talk about how where we were or where we are with our mental health, and just some of the things we've kind of experienced or learned over time dealing with mental health, and that's really it.
Okay, so I want to ask this question. It may be off topic. It may be on topic. It's on topic for sure. But when was that time where you knew, like, I'm fucked up in the head? Like, this is not okay for you?
You coming out swinging?
Yeah, I'm coming out swinging. I'm coming out with like a hard time, like a anxiety, depression. Like I can't shake the funk. Was it like adulthood or it was like childhood based? Like, cause I don't remember a time where I can recall like being depressed as a child. Mm-hmm. But a lot of things that we went through, like struggling wise, it could cause depression. But I probably didn't know that's what that was. You know what I mean? So what was a time that y'all have had that was like, damn, I'm depressed, and this is like my first sighting of seeing this?
I would say my first time like really experiencing, I feel like depression had to be like when I was in middle school. Like niggas was going through it. Like just, you know, middle school was like rough as hell, like bullying and shit. Like I'm a big guy, and people might think I'm the bully, but I'm not bullied.
You got bullied for being big
in middle school, not for being big necessarily, but you know I got a big nose. People made fun of that. Other shit was going on at the time, like we ain't always had the best shoes, best clothes and stuff, so that was always like something niggas talked about. And then it got really like 8th grade year got really dark, like to the point where niggas was like avoiding going to school. Not like trying to avoid an ass whooping, but more so I don't feel like coming to school and being talked about.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that was like, I know for me, I can't ever say like I was suicidal or anything, but during that time, I feel like those were one of the times where it was like, I did not want to be alive, but I wasn't go handle that myself.
At 8th grade?
8th grade was really rough. Like,
damn.
It was really rough. Kids is harsh.
But
fuck them kids. Fuck them.
It's real honesty in like kid. Like, you know that meme where it be like, if you really want to know if you ugly, then like
ask a kid.
Because they really gonna tell you. What is name of time for you?
I think my time came my 10th grade of high school. My mom, I probably told y'all this story, but this is like a turning point in my life. And I tell the story a lot because it means a lot to me. But my 10th grade year of high school, my mom got into a really bad car accident due to some underlying issues, which made it worse, but I can't really talk about that. She got into a real bad car accident, and her leg got messed up. And my mom was always like a woman who, if I wanted something, she would make sure I got it because she was able. She was a nurse and things like that, so she made decent money sometimes. And she would just always make sure that I had whatever I wanted for the most part. And when she got into this car accident, like, even, like, to this day, like, the life is, I feel like it's been taken out of her, like, after this car accident. And that just really made me depressed seeing her like that. And then a couple months after that, we had to go move with my sister, and I had to change school districts and things like that. And so I was staying in my sister's basement, sleeping on the floor. And I appreciate my sister for letting us stay there. But you know how, like, when you in someone's space, and you can kind of sense that
it's like some type of hate, not hate, but like I don't want y'all here.
Yeah, like,
you know
but like they're not saying it, but it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I just experienced like being somewhere where I wasn't wanted, and every day, you know. And during that time of depression, what I kind of leaned towards and what was my way out was my books and like academics, because I was like, all right, I couldn't play football because of like the transfer rule or whatever. Because when you transfer to a new school, you can't play for like a semester or so. So I'm like, obviously my mom isn't gonna be able to take care of me and provide for me my whole life, you know. And from that point on, bro, like, that's why, like, it's beauty in the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Ugliness in the success.
Yeah. Cause like, cause like for real though, like I was not thinking about going to college. I wasn't thinking about like back in Detroit, everybody go work at like GM or Chrysler and like be
Right.
plant workers.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's
They make
like
good money, though.
Yeah,
They
they
make
do.
good money.
But like that's like, you know, like top notch damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like that's praise, like that's glorified. I was like, all right, I might just
Might as well
graduate. Do that.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's good money. But from my mom got into that car accident and I start taking school serious, and like I realized, okay, this shit kind of fun. Like I'm kind of good at this. Like I'm kind of smart. And then from there it was just uphill, bro. But yeah, I just like I feel like in depression it's good to find something that brings you happiness that you can just like tunnel focus on. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of my thing. I feel like if you're depressed and you don't find something to get away from it with, then you will let it linger and that shit will eat you the fuck up. Because I've been depressed after that, and in those times I just let it eat me the fuck up. And people may not have known shit. Y'all may have known, but real shit. I've been depressed like this whole year. If I'm being real, like I probably just got out of the shit like. Once school started back, school is like people don't, but I love school, bro. Like that shit, I don't know, bro. Like if I'm ever going through like a hard time or shit like that. So
what if you don't have school? You know, it's approaching that time where you won't have school no more, though.
But I'll have the internship I'm doing right now. It ain't school, but it's something to work towards. You know what I'm saying?
I get
like
you.
during the summer when I was telling you I was in South Carolina for the internship or whatever. Bro, I could have, and somebody told me, because I had told them, I was like, bro, I could have went there like 1 p.m. and they wouldn't had like known. And then somebody told me, they're like, shit, I would be cool with that. But I was like, I wouldn't, because like during the time where I didn't have shit to do, like real shit, I was in the room just crying, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like during like this time of having school and my internship and things I'm actually working towards, I kind of realized that it's shit in life that's bigger than my problems that I've been depressed about. And it kind of make me say, okay, you was tripping.
Nah, but you not though. Like,
nah, in my eyes though, I was, cause it's like, bro, like, it's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got, nigga, like, I'm about to graduate. I'm about to get like job offers. It's about to be, you know, life. Like,
Life about to happen.
Yeah, like life,
and life is beating my ass right now.
Man, and I'm
life came out with a baseball bat.
but
Bro.
I do get what
Swinging.
you're saying. I do get what you're
Because
saying.
I feel like a lot of times we minimize our the things that we go through, and we say, well, somebody got it worse, which it may be true, but shit, I'm still going through what I'm going through in this moment, and this is either new to me or shit, I'm tired of it at this point. So it's like with depression, mental health, all that, it'd be like you got to really take that right where it's at and really go through it and deal with it and allow yourself to process it. And like with the, like you said, finding something, I definitely agree, find something that you can get into to help you out of your depression, but you got to also make sure it's something that's going to actually help work your way out of it. Because like, I know me, when I go through my shit, like I was just going through something, and I was like on the couch for like 2 weeks, sleeping on the couch, and my bed was upstairs and shit. Like my bed upstairs, but I'm sleeping on the couch for like 2 weeks, watching TV, binge watching, and it feels nice. But then as I go to sleep during the night, I realize like, damn, I'm not happy. I'm still not getting nowhere with it, and it's like, I had to like, okay, nigga, it's time to get productive. So I did. I got back into my book. I started listening back to audiobooks, and then I started going out. I feel like, especially when you're going through something, you have to get out of where you at, because it's like the saying, you can't heal where you can't heal in the same environment you were broken in. Not that I was broken in our house or whatever.
Talk heavy with them.
But our house was like, our house is like, shit. It's our house. It was just the same place every day. So being in the same place every day for me wasn't good. So I started walking to the waterfall, or not walking down. Yeah, definitely not walking.
I was about to say that's a far. If y'all know where we live, that is a
Compared to the
far ass
waterfall.
walk. That's a 4-hour walk to the waterfall.
That's probably more than
Bro,
4 hours.
it has to be.
That's like a day.
From Dayton, a 3-hour walk.
Yeah.
From our barbershop is a 3-hour
Facts.
walk.
Oh, is it?
But I started going to the waterfall. I started walking, and the waterfall for me, or at least the path and everything, is therapeutic, because it's like I'm outside. I get to experience shit. The sun is hitting me. The sun is like giving me energy and shit. So it's like sitting in that house in that dark room was not good for me. But being able to get out and feel like, all right, I'm doing something. Like even though all I'm doing is walking, I know that okay, my goal is to at least make it to the end of the trail, or at least to just get out the house. And then even with the books, like I said, in middle school, I was going through. I would feel like I was heavily depressed and stuff because of a lot of bullying and everything. And so and one of our teachers, our main teacher, she was out for most of the semester. She was out in and out of school for most of the semester. So we had substitutes. You know, when you got substitutes, the
You
teachers
be acting that.
everybody.
Ass.
So
show my
it's
ass with the
shit being said, it's shit happening.
I hate
It was
kids
wild.
like you.
Bro, cause why? I mean,
What do
nigga,
you
we
mean? I hate
outside.
kids like you.
When the
I hate
substitute is in the classroom,
Literally.
we outside, nigga.
I spent a good grip of that like time where she was out downstairs in our library reading. I got in. That's when I really like found out. All right, reading. I love reading because it was like that shit took me away from like.
I ain't gonna lie. I hate reading. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I hate reading.
Reading, I feel like you got to find what you're interested in though.
True.
Like me, I can't feel like, or I can't watch something or read something that I'm already experiencing unless it's gonna help. I don't want to watch well, I ain't gonna say I don't want to watch no depressing shit because I watch Grey's Anatomy. But it's good
That's
outcomes.
You like wizards and shit. Like
Yeah, I love
Grey's
shit that
Anatomy,
don't got
they don't
no.
got fucking
they
wizards.
hire
Bro,
the wizards.
As far as the books and stuff that I read,
that would be a redundant ass show.
my books are about people understanding like superpowers and like fantasy shit. It's not nothing that connects too much to the real world in a way of like, okay, this is my everyday struggle. This is what I'm going through. It's not. So it's like.
Did you read Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
I never cared for it.
I was one of them kids.
I love that shit. When did you like stop reading it? At like what book?
I think the third one. About the third one.
What color is that?
I think it was green. I could be wrong.
Oh, I stopped
think
reading it.
I could be wrong.
The green one is about because you got the Roderick rules. Then I probably stopped reading
About
at
the
the
green
blue
one.
one, Cabin Fever.
So at home, did y'all feel like mental health and everything was something that y'all could like really talk about?
Hell no. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
For me,
Hell no. Not me.
it was. My mom's a therapist, so she worked with like not bad, because bad is always
Trouble.
troubled children. So I was always around them and whatever that case was, and my mom made it an open thing of like, all right, you can talk to me, even though I didn't want to talk to my mom about a lot of things that I was going through. She would always make that floor available. Like, you know, I'm not having you take no medicine. I'm not having, you're going to talk your problems out. You know what I mean? And that's kind of, it hasn't, you know, I'm still young, so I still have my mistakes of like not really expressing myself too much because of, as a black man with that connotation of boys don't cry. So it's just internalized, like boys don't show emotion. I'm a very emotional man, to say. I'm very expressive in anger, but not expressive in other outlets.
But that's because little boys were taught the only way you can really express yourself is through anger.
Right.
Or the
That's deep.
acceptable
Right.
way. Yeah.
That's deep. But man, like, nah. My dad, like, even till this day, like, my feelings are not valid to my dad. Like, like I respect my dad, love him to death. You know, like I'll call him. He's, you know, great. But like if I call him and say, yeah, I'm going through something or this, that, and the third, he'll just be like, bro, you're a man. Or
You a man, drink a Capri Sun or something.
like, and then like my mom kind of like that too. Although like my mom is more so like she will talk to me about it a little bit, but in like within like the conversation we're having is kind of like, why do you feel like this? I remember one time in college, my sophomore year, bro, it was just so much like you ever felt like out of nowhere just overwhelmed and like out of nowhere, like I had just got done playing basketball at Central and I lost the game, and like that was enough for me to just start thinking about hella other shit going on in my life at the time. And the person I was dating at the time drove me to to my dorm room, and we went up to her room or whatever. And I just started crying, bro. And she didn't do anything. Like, she did nothing. She did nothing at all. And so...
Playing footsies?
But, like, she did nothing. I was like, okay, I don't think this is right. Like, this ain't the person I should be with. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it was... I think that is important, too. Like, if you're someone who struggles with mental health and things like that, having a partner...
Like, I'm going to disagree. I'm sorry.
That kind of... You disagree with what?
I'm sorry to, like, cut you off, but I feel like I know the direction you're going into. Your partner... When it comes, for me at least, I feel like with mental health and everything, that's not your partner's responsibility. I'm
not saying it's your partner responsibility. I'm saying just having a partner who is, like, caring. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm going to bring you my problems every day. But obviously, like, in a relationship and marriage and things like that, if I'm having a bad day and you see me having a bad day, why would you just... go about like your day, like, oh, fuck it, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe that person doesn't know how to deal with it enough to be like, and maybe that person, like, I know people, I'm the type of person sometimes when I'm going through something, I want to go through it alone. So I try to give people their space to do that too. So maybe it's that.
I was saying, okay, so you wouldn't need that. I was saying, like, basically.
No, I probably need, like, somebody there for me sometimes, but, like, I, like, in them first few moments, sometimes I feel like I need to be by myself. So it's like I try to give that to other people. Like, I'm not going to bother you too much. I'm going to allow you to process what you're going through on your own a little bit, and then I'll come in and be like, hey, you know, you good or whatever.
Yeah, basically what I was saying is, like, be with someone who knows how to understand you, like, when you're going through shit like that, and they, like, do what makes you feel better. You know what I'm saying? So whatever that may be, it don't have to be extraordinary or out there, but whatever that may be, so where you need someone, just make sure that you know that you with someone that can reciprocate that, basically.
So what if you not in a relationship with somebody though? Like, what if you, or I mean, you could use a friend, but I think that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a lot of pressure to put on another person because it's exhausting. Like, being on the other end of that can be exhausting. Like, I in the past, and Nas know, like, we've had friends who were going through shit, and though I used to be the kind of person who would, like, try to take it on for them, like, I'm gonna help you out through your thing. But it becomes exhausting, and it's a we gotta just go to therapy. I think
all of us, like a group thing,
not go together.
Are you talking about to your point?
I think people just gotta, because what you describing, the person who knows how to help you when you're going through, it's a therapist.
People don't go to therapy. They start podcasts. I seen that shit, and I was like, damn, because I was like, damn, I'm really telling my stories and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
It's the black way out.
It is the black way out. It's a black outlet. But
start a podcast.
I think
laugh now, cry later.
With a lot of things, we need to fix. Like, it's so hard shaping your mental health because even with on suicide, I was a big thing. Like, oh, everybody has something now. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody has depression. This is becoming a trend. Everybody
look like that,
right? Everybody has suicide. You know what I mean? But and I used to ask people, I'm like, bro, people are being suicidal for a trend until it happened to me. You know, I never thought I was, because my mom, yes, she was very open, but she was like, she would always tell me, like, suicide is a weak trait, which is like, but you really can't help that, because even though I can say I care for you or whatever it is, I still feel alone. I still feel like nobody gives a fuck about me. Nobody's gonna do anything. Who cares if I'm here? That's how I used to think. So until suicide happened to me, I'm ignorant to it. So I'm like, niggas just, I'm saying to myself, like, niggas just offing themselves. They just doing it just because, you know what I mean? It's a trend. But when it happened to me, I was like, damn, that was like a karma revelation, because it was like, damn, life was hitting me so hard to the point where I didn't want to be here. Life was hitting me so hard that it was like, damn, like I'd rather be in a box than just keep living this reality type shit. So I think with a lot of things, people have to be more just conscious of the signs. If a person's getting big, don't be like, oh, you getting fat as fuck. Oh no, I've been depressed for a couple months now. I've just been eating to like, cause I've been laying on the couch and things of that nature. Another childhood trauma, cause I didn't really get to express my story. I hate to revisit that, but when I noticed I was depressed as a kid, everybody, I went to a Catholic elementary school, so it was more so it was a lot of white people. It was mixed interracial, but it was a few black people. Everybody had dads, to say the least. So with me, it was more so like, oh, I'm about to do this with my father. I'm about to do this with a lot of things, right? Look, a lot of people was gonna do with a lot of things, but it was just like, damn, I don't really have that that conversation. I was out of the conversation, and then like they would go home. I wouldn't be able to invite them to sleepovers because we were sleeping like on my grandmother's couch. So I would be going to like hella places over their house and stuff like that. But I was like, damn, when is it gonna be my turn? You know, when is it gonna be like my turn to host my friends or something like that, or when can they come over? So it was just like, damn, I can't do none of this shit. You know, I got my mom made sure I had all the type of the games, all type of shit, but it was just those
circumstances.
Those circumstances and not non-materialistic things I felt like I needed.
Wait, so
in that
question
instance.
on that. So
I hate him so much.
You did know your dad though.
I know my father, yes.
Okay.
I know my dad. But
You've seen him?
Yeah, I've seen him.
Okay.
I know it. I've had pictures. I got all that. But it's more so the fact of it was just like, damn, like this nigga got a dad. This nigga got a dad, and he's there at their baseball games. He's there at their football games.
Oh, okay.
They dapping each other up. Where my dad at? You see what I'm saying? Like, or oh yeah, I just went on a fishing trip with my dad. I went on a fishing trip with my uncles. It's not this. It don't hit the same. You see what I'm saying? Those values and things of that. So, that depressive thing came from circumstance of seeing your reality. You looking at these people. These people got the nicest cribs and shit like that. And I come home. I'm in North Philly. You feel me? Like I'm like, damn, this shit. You know what I mean? But
serious question though.
Yeah.
How do you feel like not having your dad as like a strong, I guess, like presence within the household?
Strong presence. I was very
affected you.
It affected me a lot to the point where it was like I didn't like male mentorship. I hated it. Like any man that tried to come into my life as like a type of father figure, whether uncles, whether programs or whatever the kid, I hated that shit because it was like you're not him. You know what I mean? And either way you try to pretend to be him or feel like you are him, you're not him at all. I'm missing my point.
How did it feel? Like
my feelings was it was like I got it normal to where I made it funny. You know how like with comedians they make pain funny. So I had to make my pain funny to a certain degree. And that was just more so one of those things where I was just really fucked up about it. Like, damn, nigga, you couldn't come to like I think my dad came to like I can name on the count of my fingers like how many like things my father has went to. Hate to make this a daddy issues episode, but but that's what it's a part of my like my health. But what I was looking to, what I turned to was TV shows. So I would look at like Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. That's how you treat a woman. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you gotta be funny. You gotta have that charisma. You had to have that charisma. You see what I'm saying? Oh, that's how you know what I mean? A male figure's supposed to act. So more so, it wasn't about people like the man who wanted to be, and help me. It was more so I turned to TV to be my dad, and develop those traits and to learn some type of.
Do you think
it's
because like not to go super deep?
No.
But do you think like the TV thing, you was okay with the TV thing because you knew you would have that? Like, you would always have the TV thing versus, like, someone who can just come in and out whenever they please?
I think that, like, it was one of those, like, Uncle Phil joints. Like, damn, I wanted somebody like Uncle Phil. Like, even though Will, that was, like, a real thing to me. Like, Will is not his kid. You see what I'm saying? But he treats him so well. And then that father episode really hit because it's like, damn, this nigga is really like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, this nigga really, I came, woo, I get you some sneakers, I lace you up. All right, I'm cool, I'm out. Boom, see you later. And it's like, damn, nigga, like, that shit will fuck your mental up so much as a kid to the point where you become numb to a lot of things. Like, a lot of, like, disappointment. So I don't get disappointed a lot because it's like, all right, your dad finna pick you up, woo. And it's like, nigga, all right, like that meme, like, you outside and you waiting on your dad, like, nigga, I'll be waiting for months type shit. That's how I felt. But yeah, that was a very depressive time for me as a kid, even laying on the couch, like, from 8 to 14 and not having a full bed for real.
Couch baby. Like,
nah, for real though.
Niggas that grew up on couches, no, it was not pretty at all.
Shit, pallets and shit, staying over your cousin's house, bro. That shit is and this is not like, you know, for the who's ever listening. This is not for trauma based or wherever. We just giving our stories, our lives, because what I feel like what a lot of people do or don't do, they don't give that realness of. They had like a space, and it's probably somewhere where it's a space that's missing, but everything I listen to, it doesn't hit that space of I've been here. They always show success, but never I've been here before. So that's just the thing for on that end of the spectrum.
Like, kind of going back to what you said earlier about like, I feel like once we got to college, we started seeing a lot of more stuff about mental health. We started seeing, like, a lot of people talking about anxiety, a lot of people talking about depression, a lot of people talking about suicide. And I do remember us being like, bro, why is this nigga on Twitter acting like this? And this is not how he is in real life. And then, boom, like you said, and you don't know until you in those shoes and stuff. I think that, especially coming into college, that was a time for us, because we came in 2016. And Darrell, you came in 2017? Yeah.
Dang,
so
you old as shit.
when we came into college, it was like people were just now starting those conversations about mental health and about being able to really express what you was going through. And coming from homes where it was like, okay, mental health, you may be able to talk about it, you may not be able to talk about it, but it's not just too out in the open. And you see it and you like, nah, they faking. That's not real. Like, it's you not really taking it serious.
But I really do feel like a lot of people overdo like their mental illness. Like, nigga, you ain't like. I hate to say it because it's a sensitive thing, but like I've been around people who fake the funk, and I'm like, you're not like that because you're perfect. Like, I understand people have their mental issues, but you're not on the spectrum of where it's like everybody just be like, bro, you're just doing the most at this point. Like, you're doing extra to have attention. But that's also a mental illness to seek attention because you weren't brought attention as a child. You see what I'm saying? So I just hate that part of the mental health. You're always, with any department of anything, whether it's sex, this, that, third, is always somebody who's going to fake the funk of what they really are of anything.
Fact.
Also, I hate when, like, people try to break shit down. And like say somebody is like a funny guy or whatever.
I'm funny.
And then people be like, oh, he's always cracking jokes because his dad didn't love him or something. You know, it's like,
I feel like that I'm triggered because now that example was more so based on my story. It was based on my story, so I'm triggered at this point.
Hey, I didn't even realize though, but damn near, but yeah, I just hate when people be trying to like break people down and shit. Like, nigga, like, what make you qualified to tell me why the fuck I do what I do? You know what I'm saying?
Another thing.
I mean, a therapy license or, you know, a license.
Obviously, people who don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Another thing.
I'm talking shit.
Vince can attest to this one. I never made my issues, like I will always tell Vince, like, I mean, like, what is that? Like
Internalizing?
not even internalizing it. I would tell Vince, like, that happened. I'm not gonna play the blame game. I'm like this because of this person. I'm like this because of that.
Remember
I never,
absentee father?
yeah, absentee.
I be thinking about
that man. He came to speech. He was like absentee father, but and he was more so blaming like all his issues because of his dad. But I never played the blame game when it came to my depression or anxiety. And now it's a lot of things that happen in place, but I never said you're the reason I'm fucked up and this and that. I just used to just cope with my shit and just keep it pushing.
Honestly, that's something that I need to change on my end, if I'm being honest.
What, the blame game?
Yeah, I feel like it's certain things and people that I blame for things that I do in life. And it shouldn't be like that, because at the end of the day, you know, I got my own life. I'm my own person, and I do what I want to do. And it's kind of hard saying that, honestly, because I've done some things I'm not proud of. But at the end of the day, it was me doing it.
Right.
You know, but I think that is like really important, though, just not playing a blame game and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I am where I am, or I am who I am because of me.
But no, sometimes you can't always help that part.
I was
you
about to say, I played a blame game.
Because a lot of things people force upon you when you don't, you're not like really trying to do anything.
Like what?
Like
what do they force?
They force rape or mental molestation, and yeah, we here.
That's not funny.
We're here.
But
we're here now.
Even just like the numbness, like I know, like growing up, like shit, my parents were loving and shit, but I had 10 siblings. I got what? 4 sisters, 7 brothers, some shit like that. It's 6 brothers, 4 sisters, 6 brothers, hella cousins. So growing up as a literally as a little kid, I'm talking like 4 years old. Like growing up, niggas was not allowed to cry like around my brothers and shit. Like it would, and they would they would be like, anything you did, you laugh, you enjoy something, it's gay. And growing up as a kid, hearing that, that wasn't some shit. Like now that I'm older, I realize like, all right, being gay isn't about
it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Anything
at all.
It's not
but
a bad
it's
thing.
also not about liking a TV show, or it's not about laughing or crying as a kid. It's nigga, that's what you're supposed to do. You go through life, you're supposed to be able to enjoy things. But because I had to grow up like that and grow up in a way where it's like, now I have to shut everything off and just internalize it so I can feel like one of the boys, so I can feel like I can kick it with my brothers, or I feel like I won't have to be like bullied by my brothers and cousins. Like my older cousins and my older brothers were bullies. Like that's just how it goes.
I had a real talk with my mom like when I was young. I heard the gay word so much as a kid. Like, oh, that's gay. You like bubblegum, that's gay. This and this and that. I had to question myself, like, am I gay for liking this? You see what I'm saying? So I asked my mom, you know, she was like, well, do you like men? I was like, no. Do you like this? She was like, I was like, no. So she's like, then you're not gay. Just stop listening to people and their opinions.
It's hard though,
and it's hard when you're
all
a kid,
being
though.
dictated by these niggas, and especially growing up into it. Because you like, for me, I expect it from my brothers, or at least you think your brothers is going to be your brothers. And like, not saying my brothers not my brothers, because I love y'all, but y'all niggas was fucked up a little bit. Y'all know that. Like, I just feel like it was shit where it's like, growing up, I realized, especially within like these last 2 years, I realized, okay, I can't blame y'all for everything, but y'all are the root of it. Like, not being able to express myself as a kid growing up caused me to, like, now as an adult, I'm emotionally stunned. Like, it's hard to have a relationship because I don't want to be open with you in that relationship aspect. I don't want to be emotionally available. I don't want to, it's not even that I don't want to, it's just, it kind of physically hurts to try to open it up to somebody. It's like, okay, like freshman and sophomore year, I think Nas is like the first, like, besides my little brother Carl and besides my brother Terrence, Nas is like one of the first like men outside of my family, or just first men that I've encountered that I've actually been able to like really open up to and express myself to, because it wasn't like that growing up. It wasn't no expressive, and in the beginning it was awkward as fuck, and it kind of like was taking a toll on our friendship, because it was like, nigga, I'm okay. I'm going through this, and you don't understand it because I can't express myself and say I'm going through. And I remember them. It would be nights where me and Oz was roommates, and it would be some shit we was, or some shit I would be going through, and instead of just talking how we talking face to face right here, I would have to turn off the light because I couldn't look at him and kind of express myself. I felt too vulnerable. So it's like with the lights off, you don't see me, like you, and I ain't up there
like
crying.
It was like a voice in the dark that was just talking to me and shit.
Sometimes though, I feel like that is like a comforting place for a lot of people, because like if you realize, I feel like if you look back and like think about it, a lot of like deep conversations happen like
in the dark,
like in the bed, like with someone, with your significant. Y'all know what I mean, bro. Y'all know what I mean. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when you feel most comfortable having.
It was when you feel most vulnerable, when you're relaxed and you in your bed, you're chilling, and you have those thoughts.
And then like you just let it go. Like and I love like having that time with someone. I feel like that's when I could just be honest and get some input and things like that, and it feel good getting that off your chest. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that is important. I feel like a lot of people don't even talk about like what they got going on, or how they feel, or why they feel that way, and what led up to them feeling that way. And it's a lot of things that I haven't talked to people that I feel like have kind of contributed to some of my trauma, and I haven't talked to them about it. And like I've tried, but they're not.
You feel like they won't listen.
They're not willing. And then it's also like, okay, your feelings aren't valid because I did this for you, or your feelings aren't valid because I did this for you. Like like you looked out and you made sure I was good, and I appreciate it. But along the way, you did some fucked up shit that I still think about, and it would be good if I could get some closure on it.
Exactly.
Have you ever been able to get closure with anybody?
With anybody, like regarding like a situation that's made me
like
feel some type of way?
Yeah, like not feel some type of way, but something that you know has like affected you. Like
I would say, as far as like most recently, like probably one time out of all the times that I've experienced like some form of depression, and that happened most recently, and it was real though, because it was something, like I said, that I needed to look at myself and say, Darrell, you kind of fucked up, you know, and a lot of people probably won't even think of me a certain way, you know, and is so for me. Something I'm really scared of is becoming my father.
Nigga. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm saying, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like I mean that so heartily. But I said, like, the same thing you run away from sometimes might be the thing you need to advance sometimes. And what I say by that is, like, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be like this. But that man probably has some traits that you probably need to advance in life. You see what I'm saying?
And that's something that I've realized with my father. Like, there are traits that I have of his that I value.
You passionate.
That I value. But there's also a lot of traits that unconsciously I will see myself exhibit, and it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is the same thing that you said you didn't want to be, you didn't want to do, and then it's like, damn, like, and bro, that shit eat me up, and like that's part of the reason, like, I work so hard, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, the reason I work so hard shouldn't be me trying to get away from things or me not trying to be like somebody. Granted, it's kind of fueled me, and like, you know, it's gotten me somewhere, but it's like it shouldn't be that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel like working hard and like, cause you know, y'all may not know Darrell, but this nigga be on like scholarship and everything else and internships and grades is for the most part always
He went to Dubai
good.
to help on an oil plant.
Literally, like this nigga, he gonna be one of our big private investors in 10 years. But like, do you feel like doing all that and keeping up with all that is you trying to validate, like, not your existence, but validate your worth to the people around you? Like, if I'm doing this, then y'all should appreciate me.
If I'm being honest with you, bro, if I'm being completely honest with you, bro, like 100, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, cause like as I ain't gonna lie, yeah, bro, and like I'm happy that it's something positive. You know what I'm saying? Cause some people, validation will be them sticking a needle in their arm or them putting something in their nose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that mine is something positive. Although I'm like, I hate that it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if y'all notice it, but lately I've been kind of like by myself lately.
Oh,
Niggas
I've
have
noticed.
noticed.
I've noticed a bunch. You ain't gotta tell me. I've noticed a bunch.
But like that's just because, bro, like it's because of that. Like I was drawing like my validation and things like that from people when I should draw it from within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's been happening from such a young age, bro. Like my dad, it was a point where I was playing football, and I stopped playing football, and I started skateboarding. I ain't gonna lie, I started skateboarding.
I like skateboarding.
Yeah, I started skateboarding, and I think it was out of just being like rebellious, like against my father, because I just like
it was out the box.
Yeah, like you know, like you ever felt like, especially like as like an adolescent, like the feelings that you have towards your parents are so magnified.
Exactly.
So I'm like, all right. He likes that I play football. I'm about to stop playing football on the fucking skateboard, you know. So I stopped playing football, skateboard, and
I was the opposite.
My dad's total like attitude towards me changed. You know what I'm saying? And like from then, it's just been like I would try and be successful and let people know of my success, because I felt like, okay, this adds value to me. Like this will bring me some type of value, like unconsciously but also consciously, because I know it's there, but it's not like that's the only thing in my mind, if that makes sense, but I know it's there.
What do y'all think? Okay, because we've talked a lot like about our parents,
Right, we always do. It always circles back to the parents.
Because parents have a lot to do with our awkwardness. Like I feel like we get our awkward shit from our parents. What do you think? Like, because it seemed like y'all have been able to express yourselves on this podcast a little bit more. What do y'all think y'all parents might think, like, listening to this and seeing, like, clearly where y'all coming from?
My dad wouldn't understand, like, honestly. Like, I've tried to talk to him so many times, and my dad, just to be transparent, my dad does a decent amount of things for me. Like he does a lot of things for me. Like he does a lot for me, and like I appreciate it, especially like now as a college student. There's certain things I don't have to worry about that he does. But also with that is like with him doing those things is a constant reminder that he does those things. You know, like so say he pays my like car insurance, you know, and then something comes up, he'll be like, no, I paid your car insurance. You don't do nothing. This is that.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know,
I hate that a lot.
And I do hate that. And it's like, you know, like, in like this kind of where like the validation comes from. But it's like, I do like so good that you would think that he would just be happy for me. Yeah, like if you're
like, oh, you shit in this world. No way, oh, you shit in this motherfucking world, man. It's for the fucking self, and these niggas is selfish,
bro. But it's so much other shit I could be doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in my mind, I think if I was able to, and my kid was on the positive track and doing positive things and trying to better herself, I would do everything in my means reasonably that I could do to help him. You know what I'm saying?
What would you do different? What would that segue? I'm sorry.
No, that was actually a good question.
It's not what I would do different, because my dad does do for me. Like if I called him right now and said, "Oh, I need like $100," I'm like, 99% sure he'd send it to me.
Yeah,
But it would just be like
The runaround.
Yeah, like what I would do different is I would never make them feel bad about that, especially when I know like they're not just out here bullshitting. Now, if my son out here trying to sell dope or not saying nothing wrong,
Or you wasting the money or some shit.
not saying it's nothing wrong with that.
He
but
might need that.
just like
live.
just because I'm not gonna say it.
Shut the hell up.
But I was about to say another while. I was just about to say I am gonna open up a dispensary sometime. But yeah, I just wouldn't make them feel bad about. Like oftentimes when I ask like my pops for some, I will feel bad about it. Like damn, and then that also makes me build like this independentness where I don't have to call him. Like now I only call him if I absolutely have to. And my dad said something on the phone with me. He was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm so blessed because I don't use people, and if I got it, then I'm not gonna ask somebody else for it." And I think that my dad thinks that I'm like rich as fuck. Yeah. I swear to God, I was like my dad. For some reason, I feel like he thinks I'm just like rich as hell.
But you know, a lot of mental health, and we're gonna circle right back to the main topic at hand. A lot of mental health becomes from the pressure of your parents. Like I didn't achieve, and we said this in the intro as well. I didn't achieve this, and I want you to be the best you can be, so we can outlive this circumstance. Like I'll put all my eggs in the basket for this investment of my child sometimes, so we can live of means. So that pressure of you have to be this, you have to be that, you have to be this, you have to be that, and it's like that will fuck your mental up because it's like, what if I don't become this? What would you do? You know, like what would you do? Like
your dad would probably come back in your life
to this point if I'm not the success you see me as. You know what I mean? What if I'm a fuck up? You know what I mean? And where do we go from there? Now we both down and out. You know what I mean?
I feel kind of grateful because like my parents aren't like that. My father wasn't like that. My mother's not like that. Like my mother wants me to definitely go do my best and everything. She wants me to succeed. She wants all that for me. But my mother is more so like when I went to college, I think throughout high school, I was able to really show her like, okay, I can be an independent person. Like I got a job in high school. I started just doing my own thing in high school. I was living with my sister. So it was like I was taking care of business as I did that. Grades were still good. Grades, I came home with like 3.8s all the time. Like grades was always good. And like I said, I was working. I didn't really have to ask my mother for too much. And I think during that time I was able to show her. And I was also still responsible. Like senior year, I was like 18. So I was able to leave school whenever I wanted, and I didn't need my mother's permission. But I would leave school sometimes because I didn't have classes at the end of the day.
Right.
I would leave, and before I leave though, I would text my mother and say, "Hey, I'm leaving school, just so you know." And then I'll be out with friends just to ease her mind and everything. So to get to the point though, when I got to college, it was like I remember right before I left for college, and my mother was like, she was like, "I know I don't have to tell you anything when you go out there. You've been who you are. You go continue to be who you are, and not in no bad way, but like you've always made sound decisions, and you've always like." She basically had faith in me, and she believed in me.
So did you ever think that you were your mom's one?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You feel me? That's
I'm Alvin. And y'all the fucking chipmunks to myself. I'm Alvin. Nah. But yeah, like me and the relationship me and my mother have, like my mother, she has a great relationship with all her kids, but I'm her favorite. I know I'm her favorite. I'm the kid that called. Well,
I'm my mother's favorite as well.
You her only fucking kid, and I doubt if you still her favorite. But no.
I have a question about that.
Wait, hold on. Let me hear this finish.
Oh my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
But like, I think for me, me and Carl, we were the first ones to
not say do something different, but in the spectrum
like
of it.
We kind of did what our mother wanted for her kids and shit. Not saying that my other siblings aren't doing because my other siblings are actually doing great and shit now. But we kind of started off and kept going good. So I do think I'm my mother. And then I call my mother. I check in with her. Like, my mother can't do no wrong. Like, there's no wrong my mother can do.
Can do some wrong.
Listen, my mother could be wrong, but she not wrong at the end of the day. Like, that's just what it is. So it's like, I don't know. Me and my mother really have a different type of
relationship.
Yeah, because it's like, I know she knows, like, when I started smoking, or when I went to college and smoked a few times.
You gotta realize too, though, your mom got a lot of kids.
She do.
So that's like a space where she had to get comfortable in, like, to allow her kids.
But look though, no, because and I'm gonna let you get your question in because we is getting off. But as a kid, my mother was so overprotective. Even like I said, I had to call and let her know, like, yo, I'm at this place. I'll be home soon, or I'm doing this and doing that. So at a certain point, it was like until we kind of show her, like, we're good. We're not gonna, like, my other siblings got records. They was fighting and shit. They was always into something, or always something. So me and Carl basically showed her, like, you did your job. You and Daddy, y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. Y'all raised us, and like, nigga, well, not nigga, but this is the product of who you raised.
Right.
And y'all did a good job. So far.
It's about that time.
It is.
It is about that time. Do you want to leave the daydreamers with we're going to leave the daydreamers with a mental note, but what is the mental note you feel like for anybody who's being depressed or somebody who feels down about their situation right now? What is that mental note you would let them, know to express themselves in some way, shape, or form?
Find your outlet. It doesn't really matter what it is, like, as long as it ain't drugs too much. Like a lot of people would be like, weed, like, they go to weed and be like, weed ain't bad, but please don't abuse the weed.
Don't substance abuse.
Please, no substance abuse. Find something that it doesn't, like, a lot of people think when you're going through it, you have to be productive. It doesn't have to be like you out here filling out job applications or anything else. It just needs to be something you find value in. So, like, me, when I was going through shit, I started painting. The painting, it wasn't like, it was therapeutic because now I'm painting and I can actually think through my thoughts now. My thoughts aren't, everything don't seem as heavy as it did a few minutes ago. So find something that you find value in and give your time and energy to it. But, it could be anything. It could be a sport. It could be it could be music. It could be artistry. It could be whatever you need it to be. But just make sure it's something, or not make sure, but try to make sure it's something that's going to add value to your life as well.
Yeah.
I would say live, laugh, and love. Like seriously, like, don't be scared to do those things. Like, don't be scared to live your life. Don't be scared to be happy. Don't be scared to love. And when it's time for those things to come to an end, appreciate it for what it was. And certain things have a funny way of coming back into your life. And just don't give too much value to any one thing or one person or one anything in your life, because life is a crazy thing, man, and you never really know, like, what could happen or what chain of events can take place or how people feel. So be happy within yourself first, and then find things and people and whatever that adds more happiness to you, I guess. But
Right. And I'm gonna leave the daydreamers with this. When you feeling down, just try your best to pull yourself up. I know it's hard right now, and I know it's difficult, but you're not alone, and you're gonna get through it. Another thing is you're gonna feel, I want to say this, just because you're different and people clown you for being different, they're very envious because they can't do it themselves and they can't step out the box themselves. So you're doing something right. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the listeners, we're out. We're your friend when you don't have any. And thank you for being awkward with us. I'm Nas.
I'm Vince.
And I'm real.
And we're out.
I like this. This was a good episode.
That was really good.